Hello everyone and welcome to our second lecture on quantitative aptitude. In our yesterday's class, we solved some 25 questions in 30 minutes and I told you I'm left with another 15 minutes to maximize my score. And that is what we will try to do today. So let's get started with it. Let us begin our class with this question. What is given? A milkman mixes two mixtures P and Q of milk and water in ratio 2:3. So I have P and Q mixed in the ratio 2:3. What is this? This is milk and water is what is contained in both. To form mixture R, okay, I am forming a mixture R by mixing this P and Q. Okay, and sold this mixture at the cost of pure milk and earns 25% profit. That means what? If cost price is 100, my profit here basically is 25. That will come from water. Yeah, let this be milk and this be water. So this resultant has the mixture ratio is what? 4:1. If the ratio of the milk to water in the mixture Q is 5:1, then out of the total quantity of the mixture P, what percent is water? Just look at this. If this 3 corresponds to this 5 plus 1, this 2 should correspond to what? 4. And this total 5 plus 1, 6 plus 4 should give me resultant 10. Right? That is how it is mixed. So make this 4:1 10. What I'll do? I'll make this 8:2. To make this 8:2, 5:1 is coming from here. Then the remaining 3:1 is coming from P. Simple. 1/4 is the water. That's 25%. Simple question. Chalo, let's move to the next one. The average weight of girls in the class is given to me. The average weight of all 60 students in the same class is given to me. The number of girls in the class is 8 less than the number of boys. Then find the average weight of the boys. All the data is given. Simple allegation ka question. Boys and girls. 8 less than 60 ka total. That means what? 30 se I have to adjust 4 and 4. So I'll get boys here as 34 and girls here as 26. Average weight is given to me. Let me put the weights here is 34. The girl ka was 23.8 and boy I do not know. So this is how much? This is what? For 0.2 will become 24. So this is 10.2. Right? So this 10.2 corresponds to 34. Then what will correspond to 26? Simple. 34 3s are right, or 34 into 0.3. So this is 26 into 0.37.8. So this will be 41.8. Simple. Yeah, 34 plus 7.8. Chalo, let's move to the next one. What is given here? A square is inscribed in a circle of area is given. What is the area of the triangle whose two sides are 4, 6 and third side is equal to length of the square? Length of the square is what I have to find. There is a circle, there is an inscribed square. What does that mean? That means the diagonal of this square will be the diameter of the circle. Why that happens? Because the angle in the semicircle is 90, and for square basically each of this side is 90 degree, and hence when you make their diagonals meet, this will automatically come inside the semicircle. That's the logic behind it. Now let's look at it. If I know the area, this is pi r square is equal to 32 pi. That means r will be equal to what? Say 16 to the 32 or 4 root 2. R is 4 root 2. Diameter here will become what? 8 root 2. 8 root 2, if the diameter is there, these two square length of the sides are equal. That means each of the sides will be 8 and 8. That means the third side of this triangle is 8. 4, 6 and 8 ka I have to find the area, which is nothing but use the Hero's formula. This is what? 8, 14, 17, 18 by 2, 9 s into s minus a. This is 9 minus 4, 5, 9 minus 6, 3, 9 minus 8, 1. Yeah, 9 has come out. Inside is 15. That's it. So this will become 3 root 15. Let's try to tackle this question smartly. If you have seen Abhishek sir's method, you will know how to use this ratios effectively. Here P and S is given in present, right? What is given? This is in the ratio 2:3. 1 year from now, the age of S and T, yeah, so present plus 1, ratio of S and T is becoming what? 4:3, right? So this is S and T has also come. Now 8 years ago, the age of P and T ka ratio 8 years ago, present basically minus 8, P and T were in the ratio 6:7. Now if I look at the timeline, what has happened? T from here present minus 8 to present plus 1 has moved how many years? Has grown by 9 years. And in this period, his age has become from multiple of 7, he has become multiple of 3. All I have to do is just plug in some values and check. 7, 1 the 7 plus 9, 16. No, it is not 7. Yeah, in fact, I'll do what? 16 ke baad, I'll check 23. No, 30. Yes. So 30 is the multiple. Let me put this as 30. So this will be 40. So this is 1 year pehle. This will be 39. 13 3 the 39. 13 2 the 26. Right? That means what? This was 7 3 the. This is 6 3 the 18. So this was 21. This is 18, and 18 plus 8 26. Everything matches. What they have asked? What was the age of S when T was born? S minus T is what they are asking. 10 years. How difficult was that? Tell me if you do it logically. Let's look at this question. Roy distributed approximately 2498 among 3 sons A, B, C, such that B got approximately 159.9 more than C, who got 80% of the share received by A. So let A be X. This C will become what? 0.X, 8X, and my third guy will become 0.8x plus 160, and they are adding up to how much? 2500. Approximation is what we have to take. So how much is this? 0.8, 1.6 plus x, this will be 2.6x, will be equal to 2500 minus 160, 2340, 26 nines are, yeah, 234, 26 10s are 260, minus 26 is 234. So this x will be 90, and a decimal from here will give me 900. And what they are asking? Share of A, that's x, 900. Let us look at this question. Amrish and Vikas invested 2,400 and 4,000 in partnership. 8260 is to be provided to Amrish out of the profit. Remaining profit will be distributed among them in the ratio of their investment. If the profit is 72260, what is the money earned by Amrish? So Amrish, Vikas, ratios 24 is to 40, which is 8 3 the 8 5 the 8260 is already given to him, right? And the remaining out, if I remove from 72 to 60, 8260, I am left with what? 64k. This 64k has to be divided. A will get what? 3 by 8 of 64. Yeah, that's 24k. So 24k plus this 8260 will give me 32,260. Simple. Let us look at this question. There is a secret vault which demands a particular 3-digit pin to open. If Abhijit starts entering the code randomly, what is the probability he will open the vault on the third try? Right? So this is an assumption here basically that these three will have all the digits from 0 to 9 that they could have mentioned. But when you look at the options here, you know the possibilities are from 000 to 999, that is 1000. So all these things also use in your exam. Don't start blaming the examiner that they were vague or not clear. Just use your head by looking at the options also, because there is no use fighting with the examining body anyways, right? So now in this, in any try, answer will be 1 by 1000. Yeah, there is just one right answer for your 1000 possibilities. How do I come to that? If you want to understand the concept, in the first try, what would have happened? Out of this 1000 possible cases, I could have got it wrong in what? 999 ways. How? Because there is just one correct way here. The lock did not open. Next, I have exhausted one, so I'm left with total how many choices? 999. Out of this, I can get it wrong in how many ways? 998. In the third try, I'm left with only 998 option, and I have got it right. That means that one correct wala I have found. So what is the answer? This is 1 upon 1000. And you can see, even if I extend it to 37th trial or 999 trial, it does not matter, right? Chalo. Let's try the next question. What is given? If the compound interest on sum of 5000 at R% interest for 2 years is 1612.5, then what will be the difference between simple interest and compound interest on 20% more sum at R plus 5% interest for 3 years? Okay, let's look at this. What is given here? 5000, yeah, into 1 plus R by 100, yeah. This ka square minus 1 is equal to 1612.5. I'm just writing it for you. You do not have to do anything. All you have to do was just 1612.5 divided by 5. What is this? 5 3s are 15. 11 means 5 2s are 10. Again 12 means 5 2s are 10 and 5 5s are 25. Yeah, this is what you will get. This has to be divided by 5000, right? So this will come as 0.3325. This one will kind of get added. All I have to see is this 13225 is square of what number? Very simple. 115. This should strike here. 130 aega na? Vedic maths. I hope you have done these basic playlists long back. 115 ka square is what? Yeah, 15 from here, 15 from here. This is what? Add 130, and this is what? 225. So 13225. You should immediately know this rate of interest here was 15%. Yeah. So I had done all this, but all you had to do was 1612.5 by 5. Immediately you will write 5 3s are 2s are 2s are 5s are, and you know 1 will come from there. So this 13225 you should immediately know is 115 ka square. That means this 15% is the rate of interest. They're talking about increasing the rate of interest to how much? 20. And what is this? The sum will get 20%. So this will become 6k. Then they are asking you what is the difference between the simple interest and compound interest. Compound interest wale mein, let's look at this. What will it become? 6k, 6000 into, now it will become what? 1.2 ka cube for 3 years. That is 1278. You should know 0.728. Yeah. This is what? Why? 1.728 minus 1. That is what will become. And this has come from where? 1.2 ka cube minus 1. I hope all these things are clear. And this is what? 8 6 48. Clearly, your say unit digit here will be 8. And the other part, the simple interest ka difference which they are asking, which is PTR by 100. This, so clearly na 6000 hai, there will be 3 zeros here. Only 2 zeros gets cancelled. This is another 20 का जो आपको rate is another 20 is coming. Time में there is no fraction. It's good enough 3 years. That means what? This number will end in 0. This you could have understood. So my answer will end with 8. That's quite evident. And if you look at this, I'll be left with just these two choices, right? Isn't it? Now what I do? Simple. This part here is what? 6 is there. And my year is 3. So 6 3 is 18. This is insignificant if I look at my digit sum. And here this will be 8 6 are 48, means I should get 3 as my digit sum. Here 16 20, no, this is what? 7 6 13 and 8 21 is my answer. Simple. You will tell me, what if my option was 858? Fir kya karte sir? Simple. Just look at this. This was 20. I told you there was definitely 1 0. In fact, then I'll just look at this. This is 3 0 plus 1 4 0. 2 zeros gone. This will have 2 zeros here, right? This number. Now my answer choice here, this will go, it will be nothing but 728 into 6 will give me the last two digits. 8 6 are 48, carry 4, 6 2 are 12 plus 4 16. My answer has to end with 68. Again, this will be my choice, even if it was 858 and your digit sum did not work. So use all these things, to do as less calculation as possible. That should be the idea in the exam. Let us look at this question. 6 men and 2 women can complete a task together in 9 days. So what is given to me? 6 men and 2 women in 9 days. All right. 7 women, 4 men. 7 women and 4 men are doing the same task in 5 days. 5 days means what? Total task I can say as 9 5s are 45. So this was 9 days. That means they are doing 5 units. And this is 5 days, means they are doing 9 units. Simple. After that, it is nothing. It's about just simplifying this. How much, what do I get? Make this 6, right? So this is 1.5 times. If I multiply, this will become 6. So this is gone. This 15 9s are 135 minus 5 if I do. Yeah. So this is basically 13.5 minus this will become 8.5. And this is how much? 15 7 105, that's 10.5 minus 2 is again 8.5 only. So women, what I am getting is 1 unit. If women is 1 unit, then means 2 5 minus 2 is 3 3 6 male are doing 3 units. That means each of them are doing 0.5 unit. What is asked? How many days 15 men can complete the task together? 15 men will do how many work? How much work? That's 7.5 unit. They have to do how much? 45. 7 6 are, yeah. So this is 6 5 is 30, 42 plus 45, 6 days. So in the last 9 questions, can I say I just left questions that I did not know? Let's say I haven't touched mensuration. I did not even attempted that. Say compound interest wala question looked long to me. I left that. probability I haven't touched. I left that. And let's say another one question, something I just left. So can I say all the questions which I have left, at least there, in 10 seconds I leave because I do not know the concept, right? So the other, say 5, can I say, which I have solved, would have taken me just 5 minutes. Am I fair? Okay, chalo, let me give 7 minutes to those 5 questions. Tell me if I am being unfair anywhere. I have, out of the 9 questions which I have showed you, I'll count only 5 marks here, right? For, because of various reasons, I haven't done that preparation. Yeah, the fourth question I was talking about, that age PST wala, let me leave that also. So I'm not counting them. Yeah, koi hero nahi ban raha main. I'm not counting such questions in my marks. But the other 5, can I say in 7 minutes I could have solved all those partnership wala question and all that. ABC approximately gives so much and all that question I could have definitely done. Anyone could have done that with prelims level of preparation. So now can I say I'm just left with, yeah, so I had done 25 marks yesterday. I have done another 5 in some 7 minutes. I'm left with 8 minutes. Okay, let us see how I can use my remaining 8 minutes. What is given? Following pie chart represents percentage breakup of total number of sweater knitted by 7 women. So these are the 7 women. They have knitted some sweater. Total number of sweater knitted by all 7 in 2012-13 is given to me as 800 and uska breakup is given to me. The number of sweater knitted by each woman in 2012 is 4 less than the next year. Okay, so whatever that is in 2012, if it is X, in 2013 it will be basically X plus 4. That is what they are saying. What is the respective ratio of the sweater knitted by G in 2012 and 13? So G here is this light green, 20%. Yeah, so this will be what, 20% of this 800. So 20 into 8 taken together, and the number of sweater knitted by B and D together in 13. So B will be this, yeah, blue, and D is this dark green. So this will be B and D together will be what, 8 plus 18 into 8 by 2, and this they are asking 2013. So let me write it as plus 4. Yeah, आप बोलोगे सर ये क्या फॉर्मूला लगा रहे हैं? Yeah, again this is commonsensical. Why I am doing this? Just try to understand. The hint comes from here. What I have done in 2013 and say 12 and 13 together, this guy here, the B has made how many sweaters? He has done 8 into, yeah, 8% of 800, or this has done 64, of which say half wala if I do, the average would have been 32. But what is it saying? In 2012 it is doing 30 and in 2013 it is doing 4 more. So the average, say basically how much I have to adjust to whatever average I do, say for 8% of 8 whatever I have done, if I do the average, usse I'll reduce 2 to get for 2012, and average say I'll add 2 to get for 2013. Simple, that is what I have done. So 8 into 18 by 2 average plus 2, I get what B has done. 18 into 8 by 2, which is this, plus 2 is what I'll get for D, what he has done in 2013. It's as simple as that. Yeah, explanation took me time. Otherwise, what I'll write? 20 into 8 divided by 18 plus 8, 26 by 2, 13 into 8 plus 4. This should be my answer, right? Again, I'll try to simplify my calculation. What is this? I'll kind of divide everything by 4, right? So what do I get? This is what I'll get. So this is 40 divided by 26 plus 1, 27, 40 upon 27. I hope you understood the concept here. That is what we will use even going forward. In fact, even in the average question of that boy and girl, what did I say? Total was 60. Usse 8 ka difference was there. So that means from the average of 30, 4 less and 4 more. That is what I did, no? 26 and 34. You remember that? Same concept I have used here also. Let us look at this question. What is the average number of sweater knitted by C, D, F, G taken together in 2012? So this is my A, B, C, D, yeah, E, nahi, F and G, and they're asking 2012. So I have to subtract 2 each from the average. So what do I take? 12 plus 18 plus 22 plus 20 divided by 2, yeah, into that 800 wala percentage. So 8 minus 8. Why? For each of these 2 less, average se, right? That is what I have done. And what I have to do now? This is my total, and average will be again divided by 4. That should be my answer. So what is this? 4 to the 8 is gone. What do I get? 20. This is 20, 30, 50, 72. Yeah, 72 minus 2, 70. That's it. Always try to reduce your calculation how much ever it is possible. Chalo, let's try to do the next question now. The number of sweater knitted by AC together in 13. So where is my A, B, C? Yeah. So 5 plus 12 of 8. Yeah. This is by 2. And then I'll do what? Plus 4 is approximately what percent of the sweaters knitted by B and E together in 2012. Right. So B is here and E here is this. So 8 plus 15 by 2 into 8 minus 4. This is all I had to do, right? So how much is this? Yeah, 17, and this is 4. This is 4. So I'll kind of, again, why calculate so much? I'll kind of 4 say I'll divide everything. So I'll get what? 17 plus 1, 18 here, and this I'll get 23 minus 1, 22. Always reduce your calculation. 9 by 11 means 9.09. That means 81.81, right? This is 82%. Let us look at the next question. What is given? If C and F sold each sweater at 320 and 350. So C is selling at 320 and F is selling at 350. Then what is the difference between the earning of C and F on sweater in 2012? Yeah, so A, B, C, D, E, F. So this is 12%. Yeah, of 8 by 2 minus 2. This will come here, and this is how much? 22 into 8 upon 2 minus 2. Yeah, into 350 into 320 is the difference. Clearly this 22 into 8 by 2 into 350 will be more, right? So what do I get? This is 488 minus 2 is 86. So this is 350 into 86. And what do I have here? 48 minus 2, 46. This difference I have to calculate. Clearly this number F wala is ending in 0, right? And this 320 into 46 here is, this is also okay, ending in 0 only. So let me kind of take out the zeros. This 350 wala 10 is out, this 150 is out. Uske baad let's see, 6 5 is 30, still 10 only, right? And let's see for this will become what? 6 2 are 12. So this 0 minus 2 will end in what? Number should end in 8. The second digit should have 8. Let's look at this. Just one option, mark it, move ahead. Let us look at this question now. What is given? What is the difference between the number of sweater knitted by D in both here 20, 12 and 13? So A, B, C, D, problem in A. This is 18 into 8, right? And the number of sweater knitted by E and G. So D tha ye, so E, F, G. This will be it. So this will be minus 15 plus 20 by 2. 20, 13 means what? Into 8 plus 4 we will do. That's it. So what do I get? This is 4. 35 4s are 140 plus 4 144, and 18 8s are also 144. Subtract, you will get 0. So with that, I'll assume my remaining 8 minutes are also over, and I could solve 5 questions here of my last DI which I showed you. The first 7 minutes we used to solve 5 questions of arithmetic. Yeah, we left 4 questions which we did not have any idea about, or which we found were lengthy. We have left them. So in the 15 minutes today, we have added 10 marks to our overnight score. That means 25 plus 10 in this paper. If I'm able to get say 35 marks, I should be happy. And all that with just prelims level preparation. Please try to understand, I haven't used anything fancy here to solve any question that could be done only while preparing for mains. All this could have been done with your prelims level knowledge. I hope you get that confidence. Okay, now let us look at this set which we left. Let's hope we did the correct choice. What is given here? In garden A, total 100 plants are there, such that plants of roses are 6 and 11 more than the plants of lily and jasmine respectively, and 5 less than the plant of marigold. Each plant of roses has 10 roses, lily has 8 lilies, each plant of marigold has 14 marigold, and each plant of jasmine has 7 jasmines. Alright, so I'll have to basically make a table. Clearly it looks like I have 3 gardens. A here, the garden B and garden C I can see, and in the each garden here, what is it given? I have different flowers. What flowers are there? I have rose. Yeah, I had this lily, jasmine and marigold. I only hope in B there are no new flowers. Each plant of rose, marigold, jasmine, lily. Good. Average number of all 4 flowers. So this is what we have. Chalo. That's good. Yeah. In A also, what do I have? I have flowers and I have plants. So plant and flower. So similarly here also I'll do plant and flower, and I see also, I hope there will be plant and flower. Let's start putting the numbers. Total 100 plants are there, such that plant of rose are 6 and 11 more than plant of lily and jasmine, and 5 less than the marigold. So if I put rose as x, so x minus 6 will be lily, x minus 11 will be your jasmine, and x plus 5 will be marigold, right? So what do I have here? This is 17 in minus, and this is plus 5. So this is 4x. Yeah, 4x minus 12 is equal to 100. So this will be x here is equal to 112 by 4. 4 2s are 8, and this is 4 8s are 32. So x here rose is how much? 28. 6 less lily 22. 11 less, this will be 17, and what is 5 more? 33 will be marigold. Simple. That is what we had to put. So I have 28, 22, 17 and 13, and then the flowers are simple. Each plant of rose here is 10 flowers, lily 8 lilies, yeah, marigold 14, and each plant of jasmine has 7 jasmine. Now each plant of rose, marigold, jasmine, lily are 12, 9, 15, 13 flowers. So this तो is easy. Rose के लिए 12, marigold के लिए they are giving me 9. This is jasmine. Jasmine is third, is 15, and lily is the last here, is 13. Right? So this is what I have: 12, 13, 15 and 9, right? And let's look at the other one also. The number of plant of rose and jasmine are in the ratio 3:2. Okay, rose and jasmine 3:2. The sum of the total number of plants of rose, lily and jasmine, okay, so this is rose, jasmine and lily, is 80, and the plant of lily is 6 less than the plant of marigold, which has 26 plant. So marigold clearly I can write here as 26, and lily I can write 6 less, so this will be 20. The remaining, how much is left? 60, which will be in the ratio 3:2. That means what? 5x is equal to 60, or each will be equal to 12. So this is 12 3 the 36 is rose, and 12 2 the 24 is my jasmine, right? So what do I have? 36 is my rose, 26 is my marigold, lily is 20, jasmine is 24. Let's do the same for the next. The average of the total number of plant for all 4 types is 35. That means total here for C will be what? 5 4s are 20, 12, 13, 14, 140. The plant of marigold are 3 and 7 more than the plants of rose and lily, right? So plant of marigold अगर x है are 3 and 7 more than rose and lily. So rose and lily here will become x minus 3 and x minus 7, right? There are 30 plants of jasmine. Yeah, so 30 of jasmine I can just put directly. So if this is 30, then I'm left with how much? This is 110, which means 3x is equal to 120, or x is equal to 40. And what was my x here? This was marigold. So marigold I'll put 40. Rose is x minus 3, so rose becomes 37, and 40 minus 7 is my lily, which is 33. And then I have to count the flowers. Each plant of lily and jasmine 7 11, lily and jasmine 7 11, and then we have each plant of rose and marigold has 15 and 8. Rose 15 and 8. Yeah, your table is complete. What is the difference between the total number of roses and jasmine in garden A? Total number of roses and jasmine they are saying. So roses here is 28 to 80 basically, and jasmine here is 17 sevens are, right, 119. Roses and jasmine A, and total number of roses and jasmine in garden C. Garden C roses here will be 37 into 15 plus how much? This is jasmine will be 11 into 30. Yeah, this is what it will be. Look at this. This will end in 9, and this should end in 5, and this clearly looks like a larger number, right? Because 5 and this will end in 0. So this is 5, and this will be 5 minus 9. 5 minus 9 matlab this should end in 6. Look at your answer choices, just one option which is ending in 6. So use these things, guys, and it really saves you a lot of time. Let us look at this question. What is given? What is the total number of flowers in garden B? All right, this is tempting. What is given here? This is garden. This will be multiple of these, right? This is ending in 0. This is basically ending in 0. This is 9 6 are 54 and 6 is 12. So this answer has to end in 6, right? And also digit sum, if you will see, this is 0, 6 3 9. This is gone. 6 6, this is gone. This is 9 is gone. What am I left with? This is 3 plus 1, 4 to the 8. So my digit sum should be 8 and my ending should be 6. Let's quickly look at the options here. What do I have here? Only 2 options ending with 6, right? And this is what? Digit sum of 3. Yeah, so this is out. I'm left with just this. And what does this? It's 6 to 8 plus 1 9. Yes, digit sum of 8. That's it. Let us look at this question. Total number of lily in all the gardens are approximately what percent more or less than total number of marigold plants in same garden? So lily and marigold is what we have to look at. So lily and marigold, right? What is that? 22 and this 20 is 42. 42 plus 33 is 75. And what do I get here? 33 26 is 59. 59 plus 40 is 99, right? So what they're asking me here is total plant of lily in all garden approximately what percent more or less than marigold. So this is 99 minus 75 upon 99. This is 24 upon 99, which is approximately 25%. Here I have 24 as the best possible answer. Mark it. Let us look at this question. If in all the gardens together 225 roses are red, 179 roses are white in color, remaining are yellow in color, then approximately what percentage of roses are yellow in color? So what do they expect us to do? Calculate all these 28 into 10, 36 into 12, 37 into 15 and then subtract the two given. We'll get the yellow divided by total. I'll not do here. Even in actual examination, even if I have done this set, takes me 10 minutes. This question, honestly, I'll leave and check the next question. Right? So much calculation I hate. I'll always try to reduce my calculation. What is the ratio of the total number of lilies in B to the total number of marigold in C? Yeah, this looks like a doable question. Let's quickly look at this. Yeah, lily in B, that is what they said. This is 20. Lily in B is 20 into 13 and marigold in C, this is 40 into 8, right? Clearly 13 is to 16 should be my answer. Let's see if there is an option of 13 is to 16 there. Yes, it is. That should be my answer. And so I'll leave this to you to judge whether we were correct in leaving this set. Some of you I know are very quick in making the table. If you can do this in 5 minutes, I'm happy, right? Otherwise, if you had left this also, there is absolutely no problem. I've already shown you 35 good marks you have already collected. So with that, we have come to our last set. This, I think anyone could have seen it visually and said, yes, this is not the set we will choose, right? Because there is a lot of data here and it is presented in convoluted way. Unlike the previous question where there was a lot of data, but they were fairly straightforward. Just make one equation, you get everything in one row, then do the similar for second and third. But here you see even the data presented is convoluted. But for sake of understanding and knowing the concept, and if something like this comes in your paper and if that is the difficulty level of the entire paper, you will have to choose at least 1 or 2 sets to qualify, right? So let's, for sake of our knowledge and concept building, let's try this set. And again, I'll just show you to get the data in one of the column and rest you can do on your own. I'll just show you the way to go about it. What is given here? The following table shows the student profile in 5 IMs. The students categorized into 2 groups, engineer and non-engineer. Further, they are categorized into 2 categories, fresher and experienced. So what is happening here? I have 2 categories and in each of the 2 categories, I have 2 more categories. And I have this for how many? I have this for 5 colleges. That much data, 5 for the 20, so clearly. And what are the groups? I have engineers and I have non-engineers, and they could be fresher or they could be experienced. Same, non-engineer, fresher, experience. What they have given for IIM A, let's look at this. Fresher engineer is to experienced non-engineer. That means fresher engineer this 5x and non-engineer experience this wala part is 2x. Experienced engineers this wala minus fresher non-engineer this wala. So their difference, these two difference, how much I am getting? 168. Number of freshers, that means what? This F and this F. If I add these two, kind of, let me slash it down here and write it as 248. This is sum of two F's. Number of non-engineer, that means these total, these two, right, which is the non-engineer. This is 128. This is given to me. Now that we have filled this first row, the cryptic form, let's try to make sense of it. What do I know? This cell here, this fresher non-engineer, is plus this, yeah, these two F and F, they are together 248. That means what? This cell alone will be equal to what? 248 minus 5x. Also, this cell here, the fresher non-engineer, total of these two, fresher plus experience or the non-engineer, was 128, out of which this experienced non-engineer were 2x. So this cell here again is also equal to 128 minus 2x. That means what do I get? 128. If I subtract from here, this will become, on that side it will become positive. Minus 2x plus 5x is 3x. And what do I get here is 120, or x here I get as 40. That means this experienced non-engineer will become how much? 80. Total was how much? 128 for this non-engineer. So this cell here, which we're trying to find, is how much? 48. This also here, this was 40, so this will become 200, right? X was 40, so this is 200. And inka difference, these two cell ka difference was 168, so will be equal to 216. And similarly, we'll have to do for the 5 rows here and then start solving your question. Okay, so with that, we have come to an end of our quant analysis, and I hope I have been able to show you that even with your prelims level preparation, you could easily score a 30 plus, right? I hope this gives you confidence now and you stop worrying about at least the quant section. All right, so again, I'll see you tomorrow with the reasoning class, and then in the evening, we'll start our GK revision. See you then.